Hey guys, another weekly update. So this one might be kind of short this week. Earlier this week, I was practicing on a piece, and it was a little intense for me. Perpetual motion in D major. Basically, just a bunch of eighth notes. Problem was, I was so focused on my intonation and just the keeping my rhythm that I failed to pay attention to how I was holding my bow. Basically, ended up having it in a death grip. So I pushed it so hard that I ended up hurting my wrist, mainly this muscle or this tendon in here, basically kind of all around here and up my arm. So that knocked me out for about 3 or 4 days. Even then, last night was my first night back to practicing, and even then it was a light session. So this week I'm going to basically 3 pieces. I'm going to update myself and you guys on my progress anyways. Molly Malone, the perpetual motion in D major, and I started working on just last night Misty Mountain Cold. It's Hobbit song. My teacher Jonathan adapted it for 2 cellos. I've been working on the first part. I only have the first 10 measures down, or at least that's what I've been working on, is the first 10 measures. Biggest part for me, difficulty for me, is that while I feel that piece is perfect for me practicing my legatos, where I had my issues last week, the downside to it was it's a piece where it doesn't have all the finger numberings on it. So I've been in use score and translating basically measure by measure, adding the little finger things to it. I really got to learn how to. I think my biggest drawback is, while I can get I know what the notes are here, I spent so long reading treble clef. I mean, I started reading treble clef when I was in the 3rd grade. I think it was the 3rd, yeah. That now I'm in bass clef, the notes aren't on the right bars, for me anyways. So I have a hard time translating that note there to, oh hey, that's a C, that's an open C. That one is a D, and so on and so forth. So I've been, but I think that's also the part of the Suzuki method too, is that they want you more to work on intonation than learning exactly the notes until later. I'm trying to do both, but anyways, that's the only reason why I'm at measure 10 right now. I've only translated it. It only takes me a few seconds to do it, but when I'm playing, I really need to see those numbers. Otherwise, I get caught up. That's probably a crutch for me right now, but I want to focus on everything else. Music last. I mean, I can read basic music or treble clef. Yeah, I can read treble clef fine, and music theory, just translating it to bass clef, I can worry about that later, because obviously I have enough things to worry about. So I'm not paying attention to this bow hand, I hurt myself. So that's enough talking and rambling. Let's go ahead and start off with, let's go ahead and show you guys Perpetual Motion in D major from Suzuki Book 1. That one is, actually before I do that, I'm going to start off with some scales. I'm just going to do G major and D major for now, and probably add in some legatos, but I'm just going to kind of wing it right now. Let's get warmed up first, and then we'll do Perpetual Motion. So let's put my mouse away and get settled here. I wasn't quite settled, so, and hold on, my bow is going to hit the wall there. Let's go ahead and pause, since I am about to it doesn't look like there's a pause button. I'm using bad software. So I'm going to move over here and make sure I'm not hitting everything. Okay. So now I can go ahead and hold my music back up. Alright. Just having it on perpetual motion for after my scales, but let's go ahead and start the scales. Probably should have started off before with legatos, so let's do it without. D major. Ooh, little. Went a little fast on my notes there, so that got a little dizzying. All right, I feel I'm warmed up enough. I think yeah. So I was just thinking about when I transferred from my G major to my D, and I did that. It's almost very coarse that instead of a nice soft. I think it's because this is just me popping out my ideas right now, but these two strings require a lot more pressure to get notes out of them. At least they do for me. And using that same pressure on one of these smaller strings produces that very almost electric guitar sound. So I don't know what to call it. Anyways, perpetual motion in D major. Might start off slow. And I can barely see it. I'm being blind today, so. Yep. Okay, so let's start over and. Second to last measure there, I don't know if any of you guys noticed, I flinched. My hand started cramping up. This piece is very hard on me because of my bow hold. Having a very hard time not tensing up on something like this. Obviously, there was a few spots in this that I'm missing. I literally only got to practice this one day before I hurt myself. Like the day of was when I hurt myself playing this song. So I kind of keep coming back to it. I came back to it yesterday and I'm coming back to it today because I want to at least, well, yes, I was focusing on the notes. At that time I was trying to focus mainly on my bow hold. So I'm trying to bring the two together, but I want to keep going at this one. This was the one that hurt me kind of physically. I want to conquer it, but I wanted to use it as teaching me a lesson about holding the bow correctly, or else it'll hurt me. So I'm only going to do one pass on it. That song scares me because literally by the end of that, I noticed I was holding it too tight, and my wrist still hasn't fully healed. So I'm going to move on to Molly Malone. Again, you guys, only got 2 days of practice this week because of this injury, and so bear with me on some of the screeching. Yeah, so Molly Malone. Too long. Yeah, I still have a problem a lot with the middle part. I noticed halfway through that song that I have my instrument at an angle I'm not used to. I don't know if you guys noticed after that, the middle part, I realized my bow was crawling up. So I guess I'm just not at the angle I need to adjust real quick. But yeah, while I'm doing that, Molly Malone, I kind of took at heart. I gotta look up who sent me the comment. A lot of you guys that are watching my videos have been sending great comments. I need to remember. I feel bad because she told me this last week or 2 weeks ago about when I practice, I need to stop stopping and continue on, because otherwise I'll stop the habit. So I was fighting my urge to stop and start over, but I'm trying to just play through those mistakes, so that they don't become habits later. Yeah, so, but thanks again, you guys, for all the great comments and suggestions. Those are helping me, and I am taking them to heart. Let's see, what am I at on time here? I'm at 15 minutes. A lot of that time was spent talking. Yeah, since I only have 10 measures of Misty Mountain Cold, I'm going to play Molly Malone one more time through. Let's see if I adjusted correctly, if I'm... Okay. Just gotta get a little bit more comfortable. Making sure I don't hit the wall. Okay. I hit that with a very electric sound. It's the only thing I can say. I hit it. I put too much pressure in, so. That was horrible to my ears. I'm sorry, guys. The one proud thing I am about this is I'm really nailing a lot of the legato, the crossing the string legatos. For example, I keep forgetting, measure 12, just an open, open A. And of course, the moment I do it, my hand's not even placed right, so. Okay, that was awful, but if you rewind, I did it a couple times correctly, and a couple times didn't do it correctly. That's been the focus of my practice. Is obviously now my focus has gone from including those, but I'm trying really hard not to hold my bow correctly. I don't want to get hurt anymore. I don't want to stop playing. Those 3 days without the cello were rough. I use the cello as therapy for myself. It's something that helps me out a lot. I suffer from depression, so I got into the cello because music really helps me balance that out. So that was an off note, or that was off the subject. Anyways, let's move on to Misty Mountain Cold. I absolutely love the haunting of this, the haunting music behind this. It's very, the deep notes really bring a lot of feeling to me when I play. So I'm already loving this song. I really wish I would have had more time this week to put more than just 10 measures worth of work in here. I'm going to post two versions on the screen here. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just going to post what I have in Misty Mountain Cold. I'll put a link down in the description for Jonathan's version, which has both parts, and it's not fingered and messed up. Like it has no fingerings on it, like my version does at the top of the screen. Also, it includes the whole song, not just 10 measures. So, anyways, here's Misty Mountain Cold. Let me go ahead and remind myself how this is played. Like I said, guys, I just picked this up yesterday. Sorry guys, playing on the C string is new to me. It's a lot more pressure, and I'm trying to do the bow. I'm trying to do it without death gripping it. So let me try that again. Also, this song, what I really like, it's making me pay attention to where my bow is in order to keep my bow ready for the next one. For example, on measure 3, well, actually, you know what? The one that uses the most, measure 5 to measure 6. That, if I don't have my bow corrected right, a lot of times what I'm finding is I'm barely getting out that. Hold on. This is my G. My A. I'm barely getting my A out before I need to transition. I'm barely getting room for my A before I have to transition to a up bow, right bow. I'm gonna learn these terms. I promise. One of these days, just not now. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying is it's making me pay attention to my real estate I've got here, which I like. It's helping me learn a lot. So anyways, I'm rambling a lot today. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Don't like that beginning. Hold on. The 10 measures I have, and my beats were awful. But okay, I'm just gonna go at it a couple more times and practice. A lot of different things going on in my head right now. I need to clear it out and pay attention to the music. Not even the right. I went right to my C, D. Right to my F. I went from my D to my F instead of my D to my G. So that's fun. Alright. Since it's very short, I am starting over. Okay. If anyone can help me out with tips on playing on my C string, I'm finding that about 70% of the time, it takes me I have a hard time getting it to play right at first. So it kind of like slips before it catches. And I thought I had enough resin on. So if anyone has any tips on if there's something I should be doing differently or paying attention to when I'm playing the C string, let me know. I have a hard time hitting the first two notes in the measure. And that if I don't hit those, it throws me off for the rest, because then I'm like thinking about that and not everything else. Alright, starting over. That was not all one legato. Made it through-ish. Bowing, I did more legatos than necessary and then messed up all the bowing. Let's just go again. It's all in my head. The way I've been playing. The camera makes me nervous. I'm trying to get used to it. I really am. That's kind of why I put myself through this torture. Another reason. There's so many good reasons to doing this to myself, torturing myself like this. What are we at? We're at 26 minutes. 28. Alright, I'm going to play through it one more time, guys, before I pack up. I really do like this song. I want to get it good for you guys at least once, or myself. I love this song and I'm messing it up so bad. Guys, I love this song and it's annoying me probably more than it's annoying you guys that I'm messing up. Not because I'm messing up, but because it's interrupting this great song. I feel as if my bow's not tight enough. I have a hard time in the middle of the string. Anyways. messed up my bowing there, but I really liked at least less screeches in there. I'll cut the recording now, but I think I'm going to work on this a little bit more. Let's do it one more time for the recording, and then I really need to get to sleep too. I could literally stay up all night working on this, but I need to go to work or I need to work tomorrow, so. Nope. Okay, that was worse than the last time, but I'll leave it at that. I know a lot of my screeches on this one have to do with my bow control. I'm hitting some other string. I'm hitting this next string over when I'm crossing strings. So, anyways, I hope I didn't bore you guys or hurt your ears too much this week. Let me know in the comments on Facebook, any of you guys that are following or in the Apprentice Cellist group on Facebook. Let me know what you think, or any comments, suggestions. I would gladly take them. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next week.